Hey guys, it's Michelle. Now, if you're running a business or if you're an entrepreneur, one of the hardest and the most annoying thing that you're ever going to have to do is holding other people accountable. Now, the reason it is the hardest and the most annoying thing because it's really uncomfortable, right? It may mean that you're gonna have to have the tough conversation with some of the people you share this amazing relationship with. This is one of the most prevalent reasons in the family business, because you are working with your uncles, your cousins, and you're working with probably two generations of the people, and you have had this amazing relationship with them over the years. But at some stage you have to look them into the eye and tell them and share the real picture. You gotta do the things that makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and holding people accountable for their word, holding people accountable for the results and the things they promise that they are going to deliver when they had started is one of the hardest thing to do, right? And as the leader of the business, you're gonna have to do that, right? So in this video, I want to talk to you all about 9 effective strategies to hold your people accountable. So number 1 is don't be scared of people. Understand this, guys. It doesn't matter what kind of a business you are in. At the end of the day, you are in people's business. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate, you are in pharmaceutical, you are in retail, or you are in automobile business, right? At the end of the day, you are dealing with people all day long. And at the end of the day, people have emotion. Everyone likes to be respected, and you can say anything to almost anyone as long as you are saying it with respect. So make them understand that there's nothing personal. Make them realize that we're still gonna have this great relationship. We're still gonna go out over the weekend. We're still gonna go for the movies, and I'm still gonna call you. But I have a big problem with your performance. You said that you're gonna help me achieve this target, but you are still at the 50% of your promise. Look them in the eye and share the news, share the bad news, hold them accountable. You said that you're gonna come at work at 9 o'clock in the morning and we're gonna spend 30 minutes just on the coaching and training, but then you haven't been showing up on time. You aren't making that many calls and you don't sound confident. Number 2 is questioning their answers. What do I mean by that? Now, every time I'm having a meeting with any one of my clients, or I'm having a meeting or a one-on-one session with some of my employees, the first thing I ask is, okay, how many calls you are making? They're making about 10 or 15 calls, about 10 or 15 calls. And I ask, okay, either you are making 9 calls, either you're making 10, or you're making 15 calls. Give me a specific number. How many appointments you are running in a week? How many appointments you're running in a month? They don't give me a specific number. Okay, so I ask for the specific number, and then I question everything about their day. If someone is struggling, so there's something wrong in their routine, okay, I ask what time you getting up in the morning, what books you are reading, and I'm looking for a specific answer. Now, understand that if you're trying to run a business, or if you're a sales-driven organization, everything falls on the skills. If you're not making the numbers, that means there's something that you don't know. You're probably gonna have to work on your skills. You're probably gonna have to work on your presentation. Are you working on your presentation? Are you working on your objection handling scripts? How many conversations you are having with your client, right? Are you asking the right question? Every time they're trying to come with some smart answer, I'm not scared to call up to the bullshit. Your job as an entrepreneur and a business owner is to see through the bullshit of other people, and you do it by asking specific questions. Okay, so that brings me to point number 3, which is be specific. Right? Be specific about your message that you're trying to put across. Now, this is what happens 90% of the times in the sales training. If you're an entrepreneur, you understand that sometimes you have a motivating personality. So you're making a lot of general statements. You're always trying to motivate your people. You can tell you are telling people, yes, we can do it. We're just gonna have to work a little bit harder. We're just gonna have to make some more calls. We're gonna have to see more clients. But everything is general. You can get people motivated, but if they don't know their 1, 2, and 3s, what steps they need to take in order to get there, they're never ever going to achieve those targets. They're never ever going to take those actions in order to get closer to your vision, right? You need to tell them, okay, this is the target. We are looking for 10 sales a month. For that, you're gonna have to do 30 presentations based on your cancellation rate, based on your closing rate, and based on that, you're probably gonna have to have 40 to 50 appointments. For 50 appointments, you're gonna have to call, let's say 150 calls a day. Give them the specifics so they know what to do with that motivation. If you're not gonna give them clear instruction, you're probably gonna get them excited, but they don't know what to do with that excitement. Number 4 is clear expectations. Now, what do I mean by that? Every time I hire someone, I give them what are my clear expectations out of them. I tell them right off the bat, if you're only here for the base salary, then you're not gonna be here for a long time because the business is not making any money out of you, right? I need you to build your life around commissions. And the only way to earn the commission is to be productive, right? Making those calls, talking to those people, overcoming those objections, doing that presentation and closing the deals. If you're only here for the base salary, then you're only thinking about yourself. And every time, this is what I tell them right off the bat, so they do not have any confusion, that when I hire you as a company, as a business, it's not about what I can do for you. Yes, you're gonna get your basic salary, you're gonna get your commissions and everything, but it's about what you can do for me, right? So they need to know what are their targets, what are their KPIs, and you have to make it really clear. Number 5 is make them aware about the consequences of not doing the job. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that you have to instill the fear in the heart of your employees. What I'm trying to tell you is you need to make them aware that if you're not gonna do the job, they're probably gonna get hurt. And when you're running a business, when you're an entrepreneur, no one is invincible. If as an entrepreneur, as a CEO of the business, if I'm not gonna do my job, if the business is not growing, if I'm not showing up as a true leader every single day, and my people are slacking every single day, it's gonna affect my bottom line. And who sacks the CEO? A lot of people sack the CEO, customers, right? The board members, the people in the company, right? So if you're not gonna do your job, if you're not gonna deliver, you said that you are going to deliver, again, nothing personal, but you're not gonna have your job in the next 6 months or 7 months down the track, right? Again, I'm not trying to tell you that you're gonna run your company by instilling fear into the heart of people, but you need to hold them accountable for their word, right? Once you give them a plan of action, they need to execute on the plan of action, and if they're not going to deliver, then there's going to be real consequences. And the consequences doesn't have to be you need to get rid of the person. That person might just need to go to the training, that person might just need to go and attend some kind of a workshop, or they just need to show up a little bit early every single day, and you gotta spend some time with the person and help them scale up. Number 6 is you gotta mentor and coach them throughout their challenges. What do I mean by that? Now, this is one of the biggest problems that a lot of entrepreneurs and the business owner have. Understand this, just because you are putting money on the table, it's not gonna solve any of your problem. Just because you're getting people in your team, it's not gonna solve any of your problem. You're still gonna have to provide the leadership, right resources and tools so they can perform at the highest level possible. When you do your performance review, you'll find out that some of the key players are not performing. You need to identify what areas these guys are struggling. Are they struggling over a phone call? Are they struggling with the face-to-face presentation? So that means that when I say that you have to provide the mentorship and the coaching, that means that person still needs to show up 1 hour early before everyone starts, and then you're gonna have to spend some time with them, coaching and training, giving them the insights, giving them the strategies and tools so they can perform at the highest level possible. People are not going to perform out of fear all the time. Fear is a really good strategy until it stops being a good strategy. Eventually, people are not going to get excited with any kind of a fear. No amount of fear is going to get your people excited until you provide the right tools and right strategy and right resources. And more importantly, you gotta provide your time. Number 7 is you gotta explain the importance of their role in the organization. Now, I used to do this all the time. I used to have this conversation with a lot of my marketing manager, just make them understand that if they don't show up tomorrow at work, it's gonna hurt us as a company, because everyone needs to take some amount of pride at what they do, right? I used to tell them, guys, we do investment properties for a living. It's not fun to call 200 people a day and taking no for an answer, right? Sometimes you're calling 100 calls before you get to speak with anyone, right? Sometimes you show up at the house and no one is there. It's really frustrating, but you always got to keep the bigger picture in mind. Our job is to find the needle in a haystack, okay? And once someone buys a property through us, what really happens is property is going to grow in value. So that person is now not going to retire with limited amount in the retirement fund, because property grows in value. So when they retire, now they retire with $1 million in their retirement. So you need to understand that when you find those clients and they buy investment property, you are helping them to support themselves once they retire. And if you're not gonna show up with your 100%, 120% capacity, if you're not gonna show up fully, then it does affect the company. At the same time, they need to understand that sales consultants are relied on your daily productivity, because these guys are just working on the commissions, right? And they're stressed about their mortgage payment, they're stressed about the school fees, they're stressed about the fuel, and they're stressed about their car payment. So if these consultants are not seeing the client for the 2 weeks, they're nervous. Finally, they get another appointment after 3 weeks, they're already rusty. So they're gonna miss out on that opportunity anyway. You guys have to show up with all your energy, all your intention, and you gotta focus at what you are doing. So when people understand the importance, the significance of their role in the corporate space, they are more engaged, they're taking more ownership and accountability of their work. Number 8 is you gotta treat them with respect. I've said it in the beginning, I'm gonna say it again. It doesn't matter what business you are in, okay? You are in the business of human beings. You're in the business of people, and people are driven by their emotions. And so if you're gonna make them feel really bad about themselves, it doesn't matter how much pressure you're gonna put them under, right? You can scare them, you're gonna put fear into their heart. They're not gonna give the 120% because they know that you don't respect them. People don't care how much you know, what's your authority, right? Until they know how much you care. If you want the best return out of your people, right? Because people are your greatest value-adding asset. You gotta treat them with respect. People need to understand that every decision that you are making is commercial. There is no personal agenda. You're gonna have to treat them as your equals, because without them, you cannot achieve your goals. Without them, you cannot achieve your targets, and you cannot get to the next level of your success. So now, before I let you go, just go back to effective strategies to hold people accountable. Number 1 is don't be scared of people. It doesn't matter what you do, okay, what business you are in, you're dealing with people. People are driven by emotion. Number 2 is questioning their answers. Number 3 is you have to be specific. Minimize the general statement. Number 4 is you have to have clear expectation, right? So there is no confusion. Number 5 is you gotta make them understand the consequences of not achieving their goals, not achieving their KPIs and targets. Number 6 is you have to provide your mentorship and you have to coach them through their challenges. Number 7 is you have to make them understand the importance of the role in the company. And the last one is you gotta treat them with respect. And that's my time. Now, before I let you go, guys, I need to ask you a super quick favor. If you like this content, if you resonated with anything that I just said, it would mean well to me if you like this video, share this video, subscribe this channel, hit the bell icon so you receive the notification every time I'm coming with the new videos. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for your time. I'll see you next time. Boom.